Have you ever felt like someone was deliberately hiding your shine? Like they knew how incredible you were but kept you in the background on purpose? Stick around, because today we're diving into the truth about people who saw your light and tried to dim it before the world could see. The truth is, they saw your value early on. Not just your talents, but your heart, your energy, your reliability. You were the one who could be counted on, the one who made the impossible look easy. And rather than celebrate you, they treated you like a threat. Why? Because if others saw your worth, they'd lose their grip on you. Let's be real. Why would you stay somewhere you're not celebrated? If someone else recognizes your brilliance, loves you better, honors your presence, you'd walk, right? They knew that. They weren't dumb. That's why they never gave you the compliments you deserved. Not even a simple thank you or I appreciate you. It was always crumbs. And here's the messed up part. They weren't withholding kindness because you weren't worth it. They withheld it because you were. The fear that if you knew how rare you were, you'd stop tolerating their nonsense. So they pretended like you were ordinary, vanilla, forgettable. But you were the full sundae with sprinkles, baby. Ever notice how they'd go silent when others praised you? That awkward shuffle? That fake laugh? It's not your imagination. They didn't want the spotlight on you because that would mean losing control. And to them, your confidence was dangerous. Now let's get real personal. At some point, you probably thought you were the problem. You started pushing harder, over-giving, over-trying, over-loving. You became your own proof of worth by exhausting yourself for people who refused to match your effort. And it wasn't just emotional support. You gave your time, your wisdom, your energy. You showed up when no one else would. But the more you gave, the more they stepped back. Like feeding a ghost. You poured into an empty space and wondered why you felt so drained. You ever been in a one-sided group project? That's what your life became with them. You were the leader, planner, doer, emotional support hotline, all rolled into one. And yet, no thanks, no credit, not even a gold sticker. At first, you thought, maybe I'm not doing enough, so you worked harder. You smiled through the pain. You stayed longer than you should have. But deep down, something inside you whispered, this isn't love, this is control, and it shook you. Eventually, that whisper became a roar. You looked in the mirror and said, wait a minute, I'm not crazy. I'm being played. And just like that, the fog lifted. That day was a turning point. That's when you realized, you're not hard to love. You were just surrounded by people afraid to truly love you. The very thing they were afraid of, losing you, is what they created. Their fear pushed you away. Their control tactics backfired, and now you're gone. Not physically maybe, but emotionally, mentally, spiritually, you're out. They wanted to keep you small so they could feel big. They wanted you to doubt yourself so you'd never outgrow them. But baby, you outgrew that room, that role, that relationship, and now they're watching you shine from a distance they created. You were never meant to be hidden. You're not a backup singer in someone else's show, you're the main act. And the right people, the ones who value you for who you are, will never need to manipulate you to stay. You were their human Swiss Army knife. Fix this, carry that, solve this crisis, and don't ask for a thank you. And you did it all, until your no game got strong. Now your silence is louder than your service ever was. You know what the biggest plot twist is? You're thriving without them. You're more peaceful, more powerful, more you than ever before. And they can't stand it. But guess what? That's not your problem anymore. You're finally giving yourself the flowers they never would. You're celebrating yourself in ways they refused to, and you're realizing you were never too much. They were just not enough. Now every step you take away from manipulation is a step closer to alignment. Real love, real support, real peace, it's out there. And it's waiting for the version of you that no longer tolerates half-hearted affection. So let this be your reminder. You are not invisible. You were hidden on purpose. But no more. The light you carry was never meant to be caged. You were their secret weapon, their emotional ATM. But that card's been canceled. The game is over. And now, the world gets to see what they tried so hard to bury. If this message hit home, let me know in the comments. And if you're ready to step fully into your worth and never dim your light again, subscribe. This channel is your space to grow, glow, and go where you're truly valued. Hit that bell icon, because your rise is just getting started. And now repeat this prayer with me. Dear God, I come before you in gratitude, humbled by the way you continue to open my eyes to truths I once could not see. Where confusion once clouded my vision, you brought clarity. Where deception was masked as loyalty, you gently removed the veil. Thank you for the revelation that didn't always feel like a blessing at first, but ultimately set me free. Your wisdom protects me. Your truth empowers me. Even in painful discovery, you were present, guiding me toward healing and light. Divine Spirit, I now ask for the strength to walk away from all that no longer aligns with my purpose or peace. Free me from guilt, shame, or lingering emotional ties that try to bind me to what has already expired. May I no longer confuse history with destiny. Give me the courage to choose myself without apology, and the grace to release what once felt familiar but has grown harmful. I trust that every ending is a sacred invitation to begin again. I affirm today that real love will never ask me to shrink, suffer, or sacrifice my soul. Teach me to recognize the difference between affection and attachment, between pressure and partnership. May I never again stay where I feel unseen, unheard, or unloved. Help me honor the truth that I am not too much. I am just right for the hearts that are ready. And when I forget this, Divine Spirit, whisper it back to me until I believe it again. I ask you now to help me reclaim all the time, energy, and care I gave to those who only took without giving. May I call my power back to me, not in bitterness, but in reverence. Let the love I poured into the wrong places return to me multiplied. No longer will I feel depleted from investing in the unworthy. I declare restoration over every part of me that felt exhausted, betrayed, or taken for granted. Let me find peace, even in the places where I was used, dismissed, or mistreated. Transform those memories from wounds into wisdom. May the spaces that once brought me pain become sacred grounds of my becoming. Thank you for being the source that soothes what others broke. Divine Spirit, turn every disappointment into depth and every scar into strength. I ask to attract only those who see me, value me, and uplift me through every season of my life. Surround me with souls who nourish, not drain. Align me with people who reflect love, respect, and truth, not performance or pretense. May I walk in connection that brings peace, not confusion. Let my presence be met with honor, and let my worth never again be a question. And finally, I release the need to prove my worth to anyone. I am already worthy, already enough, just as I am. Heal every wound caused by manipulation, by silent rejection, and by emotional neglect. May I never again forget that my voice matters, my heart matters, and my presence carries power. Even when others tried to bury me, I rose. I continue to rise. I am free now, and I am whole.